Let's do it live. Let's do it live. We're live. Isn't that right, Finnegan? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ski. Man, what a woo! How freaking awesome is this, man? How awesome! Come on, want to say hi to everybody? Come on. There's your tip. Come on, you want to say hi to everybody? No. Man, I am so stoked. Man, I just, uh, hey, what's up, Miguel? What's going on in the House seats in California? I have it on good authority. Actually, I have no authority at all. But we'll dive this in just a second. All right, so hey, Bruce. Oh man, Wisconsin showed up for Trump, but they freaking went for Tammy Baldwin. She won by a point or so. Yeah, looks like Pennsylvania. Looks like Arizona's still up in the air. I'm surprised by that. That's good. Strong men prevent women from their poor decisions. Weak men prevent women from their experience. Their poor. Thank God they're strong, white, black, Hispanic, Asian. Who will lead? We got Michael Ray. Trump, I think he's going to win. God bless Josh on Jazz Wealth. Waiting for my Auburn, Maine. Michael, you're Maine. Right on, dude. All right. You guys did great by not voting for that stupid flag. Freaking Maine's crushing. A couple of places also voted against school bonds. Yeah, I was going to go on Jazz Wealth, but they won me on 9. I thought we had agreed to 8. I said, hey, I'm not going on 9. Too late for me. Oh, poor Andrew. It feels like garbage. Garbage, Andrew. I told you. I said if Trump wins Ohio by 6 or more, there's no way he's not pulling what's his name over. No way. Bernie Moreno. I think we're going to get the Democrats. They need. Let's take a look here. Last I saw, look at as much as I hate the New York Times, their stuff on election coverage is fantastic. I mean, they're after election stuff, not before that because they suck, but after that, it's pretty sweet. So we're gonna go over here to the House, and I think the House was 206 Republicans, 204 Republicans, and 187 Democrats. So you need 218 for majority. So basically, the Republicans need 14 out of 44. 14 out of 44. They need 31%, where the Democrats need 70%, basically. And it sounds like a lot of those House seats that are still up are in California with a lot of swing districts there. So we'll see how that shakes out, man. We'll see. That's I can't imagine that the House going to the Democrats when Trump won the popular vote. I don't see that. I mean, I could be wrong, dude. Could be wrong, but I can't see us not taking the House. But what I like is to take the House with more seats than what we have now. We only have a very slim majority right now. I think we have a 3-seat majority right now. I think it's like 220 to I don't know whatever, it's, 215 or something like that. We don't have a big majority. Hey Pam, what's going on in Massachusetts, man? Pam, how you feeling, Pam? By the way, I just I feel there's this group of people that for some reason think they have a target on their back. And I wish they would think we're not. No one. I don't know. We don't want to put targets on people's back for heaven's sake, man. Anyway, I feel bad for if Pam's feeling that way. It's not good. We don't want people feeling like, oh, they're coming after me. And apparently there are. Apparently there's some suicide hotline for LGBT that's going through the roof. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Why are you so crazy on this? No one's coming after you. I don't get it. I'm not saying Pam's like that. I'm just saying at the end of the day, it's like and we don't want people feeling like they got a target on their back. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? With that said, we also want to make sure our own side doesn't have a target on our back too, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's crazy. I don't like the LGBT mafia. I'm not gonna lie to you. But people want to freaking do what they want. I don't care. Why the hell do I care? You know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't be putting that crap on kids. You should promoting that crap on kids. Hell no. It's crazy. But anyway, it's anyway, so we need to win 30% of the remaining seats. I haven't. I just put on it right side in this time. That's all it is. I cannot believe how many people say your shirt's on inside out. I said, man, do people not watch all my videos? Yeah. Pam says we feel Trump is highly disrespectful of us. Yeah, I hear you. I feel as a white guy that the whole Democratic Party is highly disrespectful of us. I mean, calling us Nazis. Look, I was called a Klansman yesterday. A Klansman by some black guy, and I followed this black guy because he's like a black Christian guy, and I liked him. And I said I prefer to live in safe environments which happen to be white. Not all the time, but generally speaking, this is where I prefer to live, in white neighborhoods, because they happen to be safer, better school, safer. He goes, oh, I was like, and this guy, I remember like 2 weeks ago, I commented, he said, I can't believe people flip out on Twitter, just like, why? And I said, no, I get it. It's crazy. People just go nuts here. And he started calling me a Klansman. He said, how did your cross burning thing go? I said, what? So what are you talking about, dude? It's a weird, huh? Some other guy said, damn, I can't believe you got Klansman on your thing. This guy's named Anthony Bradley or something like that. I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, I said, dude, I live in Fulton County, Georgia, for heaven's sake. The idea, and he goes, oh, I bet you don't have any black kids around your school. I was like, dude, I'd send my kids to public. What? It's like, this is crazy. Crazy, man. 100%. And so my thing is, after you get called a Klansman, a Nazi, that's just the whole thing. I got guys from my old high school days. These are blacks and Jews. Basically, I didn't realize this growing up. I didn't really pay much mind. Basically, all my friends were blacks or Jews growing up. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. Anyway, so I keep in touch with them, and I'm the only. I was basically another guy. Actually, this other guy is Jewish. He's freaking right wing. Owen Benjamin calls them deli Jews. The Jews that freaking own a deli. They're out there crushing. And this guy, my man Tim, just a freaking legend. He can fix anything, literally anything. It's just like, dude, you freaking put an engine from him, he'll fix it 2 seconds flat. The guy's freaking a legend. He's Jewish. Anyway, so other than me and him, everyone else is like on our little group chat on WhatsApp, what the hell it's called. Everyone's like far left libs. And they're all saying, Josh, you voted to allow a racist. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? What are you talking? He goes, there, I said it. You're allowing racism in the White House. I said, just stop. Stop. It's so embarrassing. No one's allowing racists in the White House. It's stupid to say, oh, Trump's a racist. Like, oh. So the same people who called us Nazis. Yeah, right on. Look at Pops. My best friend's half black. I only like him half the time. That's funny, man. Yeah. Dude, totally. That's all they got. But I've been called a Klansman. I've been called Nazi, race, all that. I don't care. I don't care if you call me Klansman all day long. I just chuckle. I said, you don't have any history of what the Klan is there, guy. you claim to be some smart, above it all, above the fray, a guy, but you don't have any clue. If you knew what the Klan was, you'd know how I can inherently not join the crew. Right? It's so stupid. So stupid. Yeah, I glad Maine voted against that stupid flag. I wish they would have voted for in the 2nd congressional district. I know it's still out, but it looks like Jared Golden might win, and that sucks, dude. Let's see. I wanted to. Yeah, must have been the point. That's right. I got my point to add. I'm pro-life. I have people in my life who have had abortion. Oh, absolutely. 100%. You hate the sin, you love the sinner. That's that simple. And I have my own 2 daughters. Like, Trump's a flawed man. I can't believe you vote. No, I didn't say it like that. My 2 daughters they don't like Trump. They're not big on Kamala, but they're just, first of all, they like to pick fights. My oldest loves to pick fights with my wife. It friggin' pisses me off. And they're basically both calling, Trump, he's a flaw, he's a bad guy. I was like, huh? And I said, and they were saying it's unchristian like. And I was like, dude, we're not voting for I hate to say a pope. I don't mean it. We're not voting for a freaking prophet. We're voting for a president. Trump is flawed. Guess what? I am too. And guess what? You are too. We're all flawed. Trump's perspective, his positions, in my opinion, do more to advance the cause of the good, the true, the beautiful than Kamala's. Kamala is flawed. You can see how she got her way to the top. Huh? What does Kamala and the DNC have in common? Well, I'll let you figure that out. Carl Pooping While Standing put that on there. So did Kamala not do that bad stuff? I mean, is Kamala not a flawed person? Kamala married some dude who beat the hell out of his girlfriend? Kamala married some dude who freaking knocked up his nanny? And then just the whole thing's crazy. So anyway, oh my goodness. I've never. I was like, dude, well, Trump said I'll grab him by the pee. I was like, oh my God. Okay. That you're going to be that offended, but Nazis and fascists and garbage people. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I mean, I just find it funny. Yeah, but I wish CB, Charlie, I wish the freaking Slotkin lady won by 0.3%. Ah, that sucked, dude. So this reminds me of 1994. Now, you guys are too young to remember 1994. 1994, they had Peter, what the hell's his name? Peter on ABC News. Peter Jennings. Yeah, Peter Jennings. He said, this election, the nation had a tantrum because they turned out a lot of Democrats who had the Congress. And it was great. It was just coming in one after the other. Republican win. I remember sitting there, pint of Guinness in my hand and watching the election returns coming in. I was just like, this is fantastic. Because after 92, we lost. We lost big. Democrats had major majorities in both houses of Congress. And stupid Bill Clinton was in there. We're like, oh, man, it's going to be ugly. Then 94 came in. It was just one after the other. Republican win, Republican win, Republican win. I think we picked up 8 seats in the Senate or something like that. We had Spencer Abraham from Michigan. We had a guy, Slate Gordon or something like that, from Oregon and I think Washington. We had, I think Backman already left. We had a senator in Washington, a senator in Michigan, a couple other senators that we shouldn't have, essentially, who all ended up losing in 2000, by the way. But Slade Gordon, I think is his name. Anyway, and I call him Blinky because he always blinked like that. He always had a tick. But we just won. The one thing that sucked is we did not win Virginia. Oliver North lost to Chuck Robb. I remember thinking, like, damn. I mean, I was like, I just wish we would have won that. It was Peter Jennings died of cancer. Yeah. That was, it was actually after the tax raises too. Don't forget, in 1993. I mean, they raised tax on Social Security recipients. Oh, it was Reagan. No, it was Clinton who did it. Wayne County. I hope it comes down to get caught. Oh, yeah. But why would they not? Okay, maybe, Charlie, but why would they not cheat to get freaking Kamala in? I mean, they just didn't have enough cheats to do that. Yeah, exactly. 100%. I listen to Kwame Brown. I used to listen to Jericho quite a bit and Anthony Brown Logan. I'm not familiar with Anthony Daniels, but I do listen to Kwame Brown. I just don't. The guys I listen to on YouTube are basically, I listen to Jason Whitlock. He's black, so I get my I'm not a racist card. Some of my best friends are black. Jason, I listen to every day. He mixes sports with politics, with her. Like, listen to Clay Travis every day. I'll listen to Mark Dice every day, and then I listen to Kwame Brown most days, and then Outkick. I would say Outkick. And then I listen to some of my conspiracy stuff, which I like. Anyway, so oh yeah, dude, you gotta love everyone. I'm 100%. But with that said, that also doesn't mean that. See, here's the thing: is that we don't have to be. So I have people pushing back because there's obviously a not ashamed to be white movement anymore, and a lot of white people are sick of the shame game. And when you start pushing back, all of a sudden you get, the black people that you thought were on your side, like this guy, Anthony Bryan or something like that. All of a sudden, oh, you must be a Klansman. You're like, no, this is stupid. So at the end of the day, we can love everybody, but we're not going to be browbeaten and say, oh, now I'm offended because you're saying I want to live in a neighborhood that's safe and they happen to be white mostly. And then people just, you can't, it's like you can't have it both ways. And what I mean is, no one wants to put a freaking target on people's back, but that target shouldn't be put on our back either, if that makes sense. That's where I think finally the circle is, or the pendulum is swinging. We said, no, we don't want that. We're willing to not put a target on your back. 100%. We don't want that either, but stop with the targets on our back. You see what I'm saying? It's about time we're starting to see that, because for years we've just been browbeating like, oh, how dare you say, and like, wait a second, I was telling this guy too. It's weird how when the black guys, when they get successful and famous, what do they all do? They all move to white neighborhoods. Why? Because they love white people? No, because they want safety. They want to be in safe places with good schools. That's why. That's why they do it. Not because they love white people, because they want to be in safe places with good schools. Shocking. Oh my goodness. That's crazy talk. It's crazy how most people want their kids to be safe in safe schools, man. Crazy. See that I get what you're saying, John. We're flawed because Trump won because one person. I don't know. I actually think that Trump won and the Republicans didn't. And what I mean, that doesn't mean they lost, but I think Trump won more so than the Republicans. I did a video on that just about an hour or so ago. And I'm going to share with you some evidence of that, actually. It's very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And I think the Republicans better Get off the thing that there's a red wave. It's not, dude. It's a Trump wave. It's just all there is to it. Because look at my man Charlie up there in Michigan. He said, where'd Charlie go? Right there. Oh, Charlie said something. Right there. He said Wayne County showed up for old freaking what's her name, Slotkin, but the reason for that is because the Republican Mike Rogers was too close. Why was he too close? Because he still had that GOP branding. Trump is like above that. Trump's the savior of the day, man. It certainly isn't freaking the Republican Party. The Republican brand still sucks. And thankfully, we got Trump. Oh, by the way, I was listening to my man, speaking of Jason Whitlock, he had this guy on today, TJ Moen or something like that, talk about, and I never thought about this. Remember, white suburban women, we thought we were going to lose en masse. We actually ended up winning white women. Crazy. We won white women. Now, we lost white women with college degrees, but white women as a whole, we won. But we did better with white suburban women than thought. And he said, and I thought it was very interesting, I shared this with my wife, the reason is because RFK Jr. was on our side. He goes, I think a lot of women, white suburban women, generally wealthier, respected RFK for his stance on allowing women to handle their children's health. And then I told that to my wife. She goes, damn right. The minute women take charge of their children's health autonomy, you see what I'm saying? All of a sudden they see things differently. Like, wait a second. Because my wife is even more anti-vax than I am, if you can believe that. Yet she was always, we got to get the flu shot. We got to get this. Dude, COVID changed her. She was always Republican, but she was not. I was like, I'm not getting the flu shot. I don't trust it so far in my life. And she's like, we got to get it. Can't hurt. And she is like, whoa. She's like extreme anti-vax now. Freaking legend. Charles a legend. Anyway, she goes, yeah, the minute you start saying the women start taking charge of the children's health, and you're going to say you no longer have autonomy over your children's health, you're going to piss off a lot of moms. I said, damn, I never thought about it. And RFK, man, I tell you, dude, just think about it. We got RFK, but he's still liberal. I love RFK Jr. I think, look, I think he's a flawed person. I think he cheated on his wife 1,000 million times. Tulsi, love her. She's a flawed person. You know what I'm saying? Who's the other? Elon. I mean, freaking obviously a flawed person. I think he was. My conspiracy and spidey sense tells me that Elon was set, put there for whatever reason. But be it as it may, Elon saved the election for us because of Twitter, dude. I know you don't want to go over the top here, but if you did not have Elon on Twitter, we would not have been able to fight back with a lot of the lies and propaganda and stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's amazing. Elon. Now, was he selected or just I don't know. But either way, Elon being on Twitter opened up the freaking world for a right-wing opposition actually have some ability to drum up support. Then you had RFK coming out heavy and appealing to those suburban moms. They're like kind of liberal leaning, but they're like, I don't know if I like this, ceding my children's health to freaking Fauci and freaking what's his name, Francis Collins and stuff like that. And what's that freaking, that freaking Rachel Devine, whatever that. Oh God. Oh, it's over. It's over. No more Rachel Devine. Oh, praise the Lord. Oh my God. It's like, I'm so giddy, dude. I'm so giddy. I'm like, all these freaks, Sam Brinton, Rachel Devine. Oh, then Mark Milley, whatever that guy's name is, the Joint Chiefs of Staff. All gone. They're going to be gone. I can't believe it. Jean Capir, whatever that chick's name is, who's in the White House every day, gone. They're all going to be gone. Replaced by legends. RFK Jr., freaking Vivek, freaking JD Vance. Dude, one thing I was going to ask you guys, what do you think? Here's a thought process. Dude, I think socials. All right, that's a great question. So I think here's what I hope. I hope the Republicans. Oh, for the love. I hope the Republicans will say Social Security is ours now. Let's make it work. And what I would do is I'd increase the benefits and I would increase the taxes on the upper elite. That's what I would do. If you want to separate your name from the old school Republicans of country clubbers and just, you say we're going to make Social Security ours. If that means we have to raise taxes a little bit on the upper elite, we're going to do it. And we're going to give you a big paycheck and we're going to reduce the taxes. We're going to eliminate the taxes. Dude, I tell you, man, all these people say, like, I don't know if there's I posted a poll the other day on Twitter, or not Twitter, this thing, YouTube. My man Tom, I just completely disagree. He's like, it's not. Except my argument is, you need to punish your political enemies. Maybe punish is hyperbole, but you need to punish your political. That's what I said. Punish your political enemies by using a tax code against them, because they are pushing satanic behavior. And I'm just like, and he's like, that's not moral. I said, what? If you have the ability to go after people who are pushing satanic behavior and also help people who need it the most, I don't know how you could say that's not moral. I don't get it. And then Jill wrote back, said, oh, I don't think it's moral because you could say the same about the poor people. I said, but the poor people have no money. You can't get taxes from the poor people. And there's tons of people that push the satanic behavior, but they don't have any money. But the wealthy elite do, and they're making the world domination of basically Marxist communist propaganda, 100%, one world government. So you can sit there and say it's not moral to tax these people more, but the facts are these people are on the march. And the only thing you have to work against them is a tax code. And then, by the way, it's a two-trick pony. You can stop them in their tracks, essentially, and reward your own people who are on the poor side of things. I literally don't understand how that's not moral, man. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense to me. I'd be like, oh, you can't use the tax code to promote freaking more energy production. Why? It's a moral thing to do. A moral thing to do, to use a tax code to promote your good things and to hurt the other side if they're up to no good. Anyway, so I hope what he does is he says Social Security, we're going to get rid of tax on Social Security. If he has the House and he has the Senate, there's no excuse for that not to get done. None whatsoever. Now, there's still going to be a number of freaking old Republicans, the rear guard, essentially. Well, that's fine. And we can start with just we can start with preserving Social Security and cut taxes, make it even worse than it already is. No, it doesn't make it worse than it already is. Make it worse than it already is. So let me ask you this guy. How is the military funded? What's this guy's name? Broda. How is the military funded? How is the military funded? Is the military running surpluses or deficits? I'm just curious. The military budget surpluses or deficits? The Department of Education, surpluses or deficits? HHS, surpluses or deficits? How are these things being funded? So by Trump reducing the taxes, which round up to what, $50 billion a year, which is a drop in the bucket towards the overall Social Security payouts, that's going to hurt Social Security. And yet military spending still goes on and on and on, even though they're not running surpluses. Not a good point of view there, my friend. You say, oh, if you get rid of tax on Social Security, it's only going to hurt it. Why? Because Social Security taxes represent $50 billion they got going into it, when the Social Security is paying, what, $1.3 trillion out every year. And yet the military pays $1 trillion out, and they got no money coming in relative to budgets or surpluses, or budgets or deficits or surpluses. And yet somehow that still gets funded. Crazy. So if I'm Trump, I'm saying not only do I fund Social Security and get rid of taxes, I give it an increase. Raise that second bend point to 50 basis points. That's what I would do. Something like that. I mean, I'm just throwing this out there. First bend point is 90 basis points. Second bend point is 50 basis points. 100%. And then you can even get rid of the third bend point. Let's see. My wife just texted me something. Hang tight, guys. Anyway, my wife's a legend. I don't care what you guys say. 1 second. Oh, yeah, right here, Virginia. You're freaking right there. She only won Virginia 51 to 47. She only won by 5%. And I don't know if you can see. Well, I'm not going to. It's basically got Charlottesville, Richmond, Northern Virginia, out by Roanoke, where Virginia Tech is, and then Norfolk, all the college towns. All the college towns. That's why we got to go after the universities, man. Go out. I wonder if these guys would say it's immoral to make universities pay property tax. Would that be immoral? Why would that be immoral? When you can use when cities, Harrisonburg, Virginia, or JMU, where James Madison is, I think like 45% of the land in Harrisonburg, and I haven't lived there for 15 years. No, hell, more than that, almost 20 years now. But at some point, yeah. At some point, you got to say to yourself, okay, we're going to tax the nonprofits. We're going to tax the nonprofits. Well, it's not moral to do. And we're going to use that to relieve the funding burden off these cities so they can maintain their streets, get better schools, fill the potholes and stuff like that. Any Trump cabinet, dude, I just freaking hope RFK gets in there and goes after freaking mofos. Oh, man. No, dude, the idea that Trump's not smart, he won the presidency twice, brother. Yeah, I got no qualm tax the churches either. No, whatsoever. Too many entities are political entities holding up his churches. I got no qualm with that, Mike. A lot of Republicans disagree with me. I completely disagree. If you're going to go after nonprofits, you go after them all. And then I'll hear, but churches can't. One of my wife's brothers, remember she got 8 brothers and sisters. One of my wife's brothers says the ballot in Prince William County was in both English and Spanish. See, I hope not. I hope not. See, this is where we disagree. I hope Israel gets reined in 100%. I say Trump said to Netanyahu, you better wipe that up. You get it done by when I come in. I hope Israel gets reined in. It's a big deal to me right here. Churches that become mega churches have tens of millions of offerings and tithes tax-free. 100%, dude. 100%. And I mean, it's such, they're like, well, if we don't have tax deductions, we're not going to get any money to Matthew. Was it Matthew 28:6? I can't, what the Great Commission is. I don't have my Bible over here. We're not going to have any money to, spread the gospel. I said, well, first of all, people are only donating to you for tax deduction. That's not good. That's bad. And on top of that, most people, the vast, vast, vast majority of people aren't itemizing anyway, so not getting any tax deductions anyway. Oh, look, they have the prosperity gospel and all that. It's just such a freaking, it hurts Christianity. It hurts Christianity when you got these people doing this stuff and just living large off tax-free stuff. It hurts Christianity, man. And you shouldn't, and I don't, look, how do people not see this? Why can't then the satanic church get tax-free? Well, they can. They're called a church. We shouldn't do any of that. But you can't say, well, Christian churches can get tax-free, but Satan church can't. Why? So just say we're going to tax them all. 100%. I got no problem with that. All right, bring back the military. Why won't you discuss a change from AWI back to CPI like it was done before? I don't get. Why won't you discuss? I don't understand what you're saying. Bring back the military. Why won't you discuss a change from CPI to AWI? I don't know what you're talking about. Not to be black pilled, but this all just speed bump. You got to be a billionaire to risk what Trump has done. Yeah. Do you think they will means test any ending Social Security income tax? Yeah, probably. I would think. Imagine. I would. I mean, I think they'll think about it. I think sure. I'm sure it'll present itself. When you see Amish voting in masses, then you know something's wrong since they typically avoid voting. I don't think gas can be $1 a gallon, man. Apparently, there are over 16,000 registered over 100-year-olds in the rolls, but Social Security says there's only around 2,000 people in Michigan over 100. Yeah, crazy, man. Crazy. All right. Trump needs to pack the SC with, so we're going to get the Supreme Court. One guy was saying Alito will step down. Actually, I was thinking about that. Yeah, I hope Social Security gets tackled on. I hope they do. Anyway, so should JD Vance? This is what I was thinking. Put JD Vance on the Supreme Court, right? And then say so. Trump has the first 3 years. Then he puts JD Vance on the Supreme Court and nominates. We'll get somebody else as his vice president, and JD Vance will be there forever, essentially. How about that would be? Well, Social Security, we're not originally indexed using CPI. I mean, if you look at the history of Social Security, and it's based on what politicians decided for the raise. So Social Security was not initially indexed to CPI, just FYI. It was about 68 or something like that, maybe 73. Maybe 73, I think, when they took it out of the politicians' hands. And they put it to CPI. So Social Security, so you're missing two things. The Social Security benefit is indexed to CPI. The AWI is for your working years, your average wage index while you're working. So just keep that in mind. So your index is growing by AWI, but your Social Security benefit is growing by CPI. So it already is indexed to CPI. Why would you want to change it back to CPI? That doesn't make any sense. Social Security is already indexed to CPI. It's your working years that are indexed to AWI. And why would you want, if you're even talking about that, why? AWI is proven to be significantly more than Social Security by about 50 basis points anyway. So why would you ever want to put AWI back to CPI? That doesn't make any sense. Unless you want to have reduction in benefits, which I don't. I want to increase the benefits for sure. So anyway, I don't like that at all, man. Voter ID. See, this is. I'm going to read you this tweet. I thought this was interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, remember that. Yeah, if you want to reduce your benefits, sure, change your working years back to CPI. Why? Why? I don't get that. I don't get the feeling. Right on, Clint. You feel generous? $5. Who else feels generous, dude? Right on. Look at my man, Clint Perry. Anyway, this tweet was interesting. You'll like this. If I can't find it right there. All right, so this is my man right here. Oh, dude, this guy is a legend. Right here. Great tweet. All right. Right here. I'm going to share it with you. Oh, don't be freaking discouraged about his future, brother. Social Security is going to be there. It's the most popular government thing there is. No one's getting rid of it. It's not going to be unfunded. Don't do that to yourself, man. Don't do that to yourself. It fixes it. Okay, dude, there's a million ways we can fix it. Raise your tax, Miguel, and we'll fix it. It's great. I mean, you can raise your tax or fix it. Why would you want to give yourself a reduction in benefits to fix it? Well, there's other fixes that can be done. I mean, I think there should be more skin in the game. I've always said 50 basis points increase on the payroll tax. I got no qualm with that at all. 50. So each side pays basically, I've increased mine by 1%. Anyway, so check this tweet out. This is freaking legendary. So I want to go back to what my man says, getting voter ID. This is what I've always kind of worried about with if they let Trump win. So here's my guy on Twitter, DEI for white guys. This guy's crushing. So it's obvious now, I'll be honest. Can you all see this? Yeah, probably don't read it very well, but it's obvious now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the 2020 election was a fraud. I think I can say that now. I think I can say it. I don't have to be worried about. Well, I guess YouTube was banning us when Trump was still in office. I don't think they're going to be doing so much. I think they're going to be worried about new Trump coming in. Oh, dude, I cannot. Dude, think of all the things we can do that we could not do before. I don't think YouTube's going to be freaking banning people knowing Trump's got 4 new years with JD Vance, with all these legends. I mean, it's like the hits just keep coming. It's like freaking Raining Men. If I was gay, I'd be like, it's Raining Men. Sometimes I wish I was gay because it's Raining Men. I could just pick up men off the freaking clouds. So yay. I'm not, because I like the ladies. But my goodness, like no one's gonna be going after Trump. No one's rioting. It's a freaking. It's great. All right, so check this out. I can say that. I can say stuff without worrying YouTube come back 5 years from now. I mean, it could be 5 years from now, 2027. Yeah, well, that'll be in the next time someone else wins. But for the next 4 years, it's going to be like freaking, oh, man. All right. But do you truly understand what it means that we know about 2020? For one, it means they can turn it on and turn it off whenever they want. They can do it again, but they also mean something else. They wanted Trump to win this time. But why? The U.S. dollar through the non-federal, non-reserve is about to be the world. It's not about to be the world. See, I'd completely disagree with that. So he's basically saying the U.S. dollar is going to smuck, and Trump is going to Trump is going to basically go to this one world government. I heard that in another video today. I laughed. That's stupid. But check this out. Since COVID injection mandates and anti-white DEI policies, the military has seen an unprecedented drop in recruits and re-enlistments from the greatest historical demographic: patriotic white men. White men were pushed out of the military and have refused to sign up and fight for a government that openly hates them and their people, and diversity did not replace them. They even had to lower their fitness standards and alter the drug policies because everyone was too fat and high. We have never been more weak militarily than we are right now, and therefore we have no backing for the dollar as the world currency. We do, because the military doesn't back the dollar as our economic production. Our output does. I mean, look, I get it. The military goes out there and oil. I get all that stuff. But Without the machine, the economic machine, it doesn't matter what kind of military you have. No one's going to buy your dollar. Just look at various countries with strong militaries. No one cared about their dollar. If you have the economic machine that we have, people want your dollar. The minute the machine goes away, it's just strong military. No one cares. So what does that have to do with Trump? His election will galvanize white men to sign up for the military again. You'll see Trump rid the military of DEI garbage. You'll see patriotic ads featuring strong white men protecting America and projecting American power and dominance in the face of America's enemies. You'll have an orchestrated attack blamed on these enemies. You'll have Trump with his defiant fist in the air leading the charge, sending these white men into the meat grinder. And it'll be all to increasing military spending, borrowing more from the international central bankers, and using our blood to protect their regional and worldwide interests and back that with worthless currency through force. Again, I disagree with some of that. Hope I'm wrong, but why else will they allow him to win this time? And here you go. Here's the Democrats. In 2016, 65 million votes. 2020, 65 million votes. 2024, 66 million votes. Here they are in 2020, right there. 81 million votes. Isn't that weird? Level. What happened to that 15 million votes? They just went away? Here's Republicans. Republicans went up, but here they are right here. And I said, oh man, I felt it. I literally was talking to my kids today about how it's okay to go in the military again. And I said, I felt for that, 100%. I don't want my kids to go to the military if it's going to be a bunch of DEI freaking clowns. They're going to put them to war to fight Israel or Ukrainian wars. I don't want any of that. Very, very interesting, though. So, because they want Trump to take the ball when they pull the plug. Yeah. So going back to what my man said about exactly where those extra votes come from, 100%. So that goes back to why they never existed. They're complete fraud. Complete fraud. You're going to tell me 15 million people suddenly said, I don't like Kamala. I like Joe, but not Kamala. It's complete fraud. Anyway, so what was I saying? I was talking about, So here's my concern. A national voter ID, right? This is what I said back 3 years ago. I was nervous about if they're going to let Trump win. Because I think they did. I literally believe they allowed Trump to win. If they wanted to, they could have easily got those 15 million votes back. They could have easily got it. I 100% believe that. Now, he won because he ran a great campaign. He turned on a lot of people at 100%. I'm not taking away from Trump. But the powers that be, if they wanted to, they could easily pull the strings. They did it 2020. Why they couldn't do it again? Because we have better lawyers this time? I don't buy that. But anyway, maybe I'm wrong. But that's my thing. A national voter ID with federal elections mandating the vote or maintaining or controlling. That is not good. And I've saying this 3 years ago. My concern with Trump, if they let him back to win, he's going to say we're going to have a national voter ID, a national election that the federal government monitors. I'm like, man, that sounds good. Just like the Transportation Security Agency, just like the DHS, just like all that crap. It sounds good until it's turned on you, man. And all of a sudden you're like, I didn't mean it to be like that. Yeah, exactly. Anytime you're allowing the government to get bigger and bigger and bigger, it can be turned on you. And that's one of the things that kind of cracked me up too. All these people, that stupid electoral college vote pact where whoever wins the popular vote wins your state's electoral votes. All these liberal states are going to have to cede their electoral votes to Trump. Colorado, Maine, you know what I'm saying? I think Vermont too, because Trump won the popular vote. And when you guys to certify your electoral college votes, you're going to have to say, well, we have a constitutional amendment in Colorado and some of these other states, I think 18 states, that says whoever wins the electoral, the popular vote gets our votes. And how awesome would it be if Trump won the Vermont electoral votes? See how that thing can turn? People forget. People are so short term. They say, "Oh, we're gonna have a majority for 25 years, 30 years." It ebbs and flows, dude. Almost by design, how it ebbs and flows. Almost by design. It's always right there. It's always chasing the dragon. Sometimes you catch the dragon, you feel great, like I do, and sometimes you don't catch the dragon, you feel like crap, like we did in 2020. But it's just always right there. Just always around the corner. Just one more, and you'll get it. Tell you, man. It's kind of creepy. Now, what are you going to do about nothing? I'm not going to freaking worry about it. Say it is what it is, man. I'll enjoy it while I can. And if the big freaking people who run the show get pissed off, they want to change things, we'll worry about that later. But for right now, I'm giddy, dude. I cannot tell you. All right, so let's go. Who's that? Okay, is that you, Lee? Oh, scared the hell out of me, man. All right, so how dare you, Timothy? Freaking Lee. I bet Timothy didn't even vote. I bet Timothy voted for Kamala 3 times, as a matter of fact. All right. Add and subtract more, end up with less. Oh, but what they do is they add and subtract and then end up with more government. Well, they had 200,000 watchdog. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point, Kentucky Leisure. They try to pull some stuff at some states, but didn't come to fruition. Yeah. No more mail-in ballots, 100%. Voting ID and fines. No, what, you can fine people? No, you can't fine people for not voting. Oh boy, John, you can't do that. Who's Petro? I don't know who Petro is. Notice not a lot of lamentation of the electoral college this time. Amazing when you take the pot to 100%, dude. That's what I'm saying. Bush took the electoral college in 2004. We had 4 straight elections where we lost the electoral college, not the electoral college, the popular vote. And now all of a sudden it's like Trump wins the popular vote, and everyone's like, it's so. We're talking over the course of 20 years, man. That's it. 2 decades. This is how it can change. You know what I'm saying? We went from freaking Nixon barely losing in 1960 to massive landslides in 68 and 72. So Nixon barely losing in 1960, Goldwater getting trounced, to Nixon winning massive landslides in 68, 62, and then resigning from office in 74. I mean, this is how fickle the electorate can be. Just you can't do that. You got to remember the big picture is, and the left plays the big picture a hell of a lot better than we do. Yeah, no, you're not gonna freaking, dude. Whoever's saying freaking force people to vote, that's just stupid. Hell no. You don't have to vote. It's your American right not to vote. 100%. You are so wrong about what? I don't get what I'm so wrong about. Okay, jury duty is mandatory. Who cares about? I could care less what Australia does. They're freaking Nazi state. See what they did with freaking COVID? Just because Nazis do it doesn't mean I want to do it. And jury duty is mandatory. That doesn't mean we make more things mandatory. It's just a dumb argument, John. Come on. Pick it up, dude. Pick it up. All right. So I don't know what I'm so wrong about. It was indeed fortunate that Trump won so convincingly. Had he only won the electoral college by a hair and lost the popular vote, the left would be rioting and resort to lawfare. 100%. 100%. All right. So I want to share with you guys something else too. That was a great tweet that guy sent. Look, who knows? I don't know. You don't know. No one knows nothing. That's all I got to say. I thought this was pretty interesting. Check this out. Younger voters shifted towards Trump while he lost ground with seniors. My generation, pat me on the back, Gen X, we saved the world. We saved the world. We saved the world. Look at that. So 18 to 29, Clinton won by 19, Biden won by 24, Harris only won by 11. That's big. I think we won men. I think men broke almost 50-50. Trump just heels up. 30 to 44, Clinton won by 10, Sniffy Joe won by 6, Harris only won by 1. My generation, we gave the thing for a Biden 4 years ago, and we took it back this year. Gen X, baby, we crush. All you old guys, you lost ground. You lost ground, man. So put down your peace pipe and smoke, old guys. Us young guys, us Gen Xers are crushing. And don't forget, these young people here, 18, 19, when they start getting older, they're going to start becoming more and more conservative. That is good. There's Tom right here. If 4 money markets sufficient to fund retirement, should new retirees jump back into markets that are higher percentage? If 4 to 4.5, okay, 4 3/4. Should new retirees jump? Oh boy, y'all, what are you talking about, Jenkins Squire? You're saying I'm not young? Screw you, Jenkins. I'm young, dude. Gen X here. I am young. Friggin' young, dude. Young. How dare you? How dare you, Gen X? Or Jenkins Squire. Got 2 names. What's up with Jenkins, man? You can't figure out if you want a first name or last name. So he said, I like the word name. I like Jenkins as a name, but I can't figure out if I want it first or last. Yeah, we'll see, Andrew. I mean, I like J.D. Vance. Not going to lie to you. We'll just see how it shakes out. I don't like John Thune. Certainly don't like the other guy from South Dakota, Mike Pounds. Lindsey Graham. Oh, let's go in that. Hairline like a 12-year-old. Vaughn, I don't know, man. I mean, is it? Yeah, I mean, I think should you have some money in the market? Sure. People say, but the markets are at their all-time highs. Well, they're always at their all-time highs. They're at their all-time highs in 1988, at their all-time highs in 1996, at their all-time highs in 2012, at their all-time highs in two. I mean, it just goes on and on and on like that. So anyway, I just at the end of the day, yeah, I should have some money in stocks. I got no qualm with that at all. I mean, I'm still heavy in stocks, but I still got a lot of cash making 4.5. I like it. Makes me sleep good at night. I like having cash, and I bought some. I put some cash to work yesterday, which is turned out to be a good move, I think. But yeah, man, you should always have some money and stuff. Not always. When I say always, I mean like literally every day. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, yeah, there's Tom 80-20. That might be a little bit too aggressive for me. Recommendation. Talking to this guy today, basically he had this perfect portfolio, dude. It's just legends. Is a mechanical engineer, and he had like 700,000, 600,000 in cash, like 1.5 million, basically all in, essentially the index SP 500. But the cash is in a brokerage CDs. It's already been taxed. His broker is S&P 500 is all in pre-tax. He's only like 57, 58. So he's going to start spending down that cash because he's got the perfect two bucket portfolio. Perfect two bucket portfolio. So he can qualify for Obamacare, the credits on Obamacare, and then when some of that cash starts, if the markets keep going, he can replenish the cash. Obviously, got to be careful. He doesn't want to. I'm not getting too deep here, but perfect barbell. And then when he gets a little bit older, he just rolls whatever's in that 401k over to his own IRA, puts in the Fidelity Balance Fund. So he has cash, Fidelity Balance Fund. This freaking perfect, in my opinion. Rubio, Cruz, and Getz. Parties are good. Yeah, I still don't trust Matt Getz or Gates. He was still big on the freaking green stuff back 2015 or something like that. Maybe even earlier than that. That pissed me off. He's like, the young people like the green stuff, so we got to get on board. It's like, no. Prediction on interest rates and home. Well, the rates went up today, high. I thought that was interesting. So the rates did go up. At least the last I checked. Let's see. Yeah, well, 10-year. Yeah, so the 10-year Treasury is up 100 basis points in the last 3 months. Yeah, it is right there. Well, not 100, about 80 basis points. So the 10-year Treasury at 4.5, 4.4. So we're starting to go. We're starting to have the yield curve be less and less inverted every day, and maybe that's what's happening now. Maybe the yield curve is finally going back to normal. See, which is not inverted. Remember, it's been an inverted yield curve for years now. Everybody and their mom were talking about recession. I said, dude, it's like saying if you eat carrots, you will die. There's an inverted yield curve. There's recession. Do the two things correlate for causation? No, they just don't. If you eat carrots, you will die. Does eating carrots lead you to death? No, it's just stupid, man. Anyway, so the point being is at the end of the day, the 10-year Treasury is at 4.5. Obviously a lot of that money is going to the markets. I mean, look what the markets are doing. So people are getting out of bonds, I guess, going to the markets. So interest rates are going up. Short-term rates are still high. It works for me. I got no problem with that at all. But stocks go up too. More power to us, man. So I like what I see. But who the hell's Petro? What are you talking about? You keep saying Petro. Are you talking Pablo, John? John, are you new here? It's Pablo. No one calls Pablo Petro unless they're. Anyway, so we'll see what happens with interest rates. I don't know. I mean, Trump likes low interest rates. I disagree with that. Linda, it's time to rethink moving pre-tax retirement funds to Roth. Is it time? I mean, it's always time to think about it, Linda. It's just because we have a change in the freaking dictator in charge doesn't mean that should be all of a sudden prompt you to think about it. But we're going to have a more favorable tax environment, most likely. The Trump tax cuts will probably be extended permanently. I mean, that's another thing about taking the House back, too, is now we can get permanent extensions on a lot of this stuff, which is wonderful. Wonderful. So if Trump has got the Senate and the House, he should be able to get with flying colors given his mandate. Republicans live to lower taxes. At least his Trump tax bill to be solidified for permanent. That's huge. We'll keep the high standard deductions. We'll keep the qualified business income credits. We'll keep the freaking low tax brackets. It's a big deal. So I'm stoked on that, man. Yeah, 60/40 doing just fine. I'm still in the hunt for my brokerage account where I won't have to pay any taxes. Yeah, that's VTI. I mean, you don't have to pay any tax. There's a little bit of dividends, but not much. I don't think they're going to target ACA. I think freaking Petro. What the hell, John? are you talking about? Pablo was in the other room actually watching basketball with my sons. I think that'd be a mistake if they target ACA. I think ACA settled now. Let it be. Targeting ACA is that's like Bush going after privatizing Social Security in 2005. Big mistake. You're going to waste time. No, more important things to do than go after ACA. ACA is just not. In fact, a lot of people on ACA and a lot of people like it. I don't really have a gift of numbers, math, and stats. I'll tell you that. I just like to read. I got that from my mom. My mom always encouraged reading. She always said stats. I've always liked football. I've always liked baseball. I've just always liked stats like that. I don't have a gift for it by any stretch of the imagination. But I like to read. I like to analyze for sure. And I've always been a stats kind of guy. I've always liked sports. You know what I'm saying? I've always liked things that have stats. I always like tables. You know what I'm saying? Like this right here. Always like that for sure. Yeah, don't go after ACA. I mean, if you want to do that later, fine. But yeah, right. Look at this. John D. retired 2 months ago. Blood pressure dropped 30 points. Freaking John D. Even though he called Pablo Petro, you're kicking ass and taking names, dude. That's freaking awesome. Inverted, usual predicted recession. I've always eaten carrots. I still need glasses. That didn't work well with Trump the first time. Yeah, 100%. I completely agree, Kentucky. 100%. 100%. Where's Pueblo tonight? It's a hell of a toupee. Fed may not cut interest rates this week because of, are they calling for that this week? I didn't catch that. No, the Fed's not in the session to call an interest rate cut this week. I don't think so. I actually think JD Vance should go on the Supreme Court, man. So let Trump put JD Vance on the Supreme Court, assuming we hold the Senate. Oh, so that's what I want to look at. So check this out, amigos. We're going to look at the Senate 2026. So I was a little bit nervous that we didn't do better in the Senate. I was a little bit nervous because I said, man, we could have had Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Now, those are far-fetched. I'd made my prediction that we would win Ohio, Montana, West Virginia, which we did. It'd be far-fetched that we could have won all those. But we did win all those states, and not to win those Senate seats is a loss. We would have been nice to win. We still got a 52-48 majority, but, man, it would have been nicer to get a 54 or something like that. But I want to show you something here. I was nervous, I said, because in 2026 is going to come back to haunt us. And if we don't get the Supreme Court justice on there now in the next 2 years, I don't know if we're going to have a Senate majority to get them on in 2027. 27 or 28. But then I checked this out. Here's the Senate elections up in 2026. Check it. So here's the seats up right here. In 2026, Susan Collins she's gone, so we'll lose that seat. We could lose Tom Tillis in North Carolina. That'll be a toss-up. It'd be nice if Lindsey Graham got primaried out, but I don't think so. We could, theoretically, Tester could run again and challenge Steve Daines. You know what I'm saying, in Montana. I'm not holding my breath on that, but that's gone. This right here is a toss-up, right? Mitch McConnell is retiring, so that should be a safe seat, but that could be a lean Republican as opposed to a likely Republican. And then the one in where is it? Nebraska was a lot closer this time, and Kansas is always up. We just don't know Kansas. It's weird. They always have Democratic governors, even though they're overwhelming Republican. Never understood it. So that's gone. This is probably a tie. This is probably not a tie. This is probably Republicans that keep it. This right here, right there, that's probably a Republican lean. This is probably Republican lean as well. And then this one right here is probably pretty safe Republican. But that's gone. So we know we're going to lose one, right? So we're going to be at least 51-49 and could lose two, 50-50 right there. Now, Georgia's up. Ossoff only won by 1.5, so he's a good target right there. And that's pretty much it. Colorado's always close enough to make us feel good, but not quite there. The other one would be this. We got one in New Hampshire. We could take out Janine Shaheen. That's tight. So they got 2 seats right here, and even Haratina Smith didn't win going away. I can't imagine that's winning Minnesota. But right there, Gary Peters didn't win by much. Shaheen didn't win by much. So we got 1, 2 for the Democrats, and 3. 3 states that are within spitting distance for us, but they have 1, 2, and I say 3, 4 that they can get. So it looks pretty favorable in terms of Republicans holding the Senate majority, which I was nervous about. And the reason it does is because most states have consolidated. Red states have red state senators, blue states have blue state senators. It's just that simple. And because of that, Republicans should be able to maintain a majority in 2026, which is huge because if we waste our time on ACA and all this stuff in 2025 and 2026, we're not going to have any political capital in 2026 and 27, 28. That's exactly what happened to Bush. And then on top of that, Hurricane Katrina, the wars and all that stuff. So we got to make sure that we don't waste our capital. And the interesting thing is a lot of you guys are probably too young. But here we were, we had 55 seats in 2002. This is an off-year election. The Republicans gained seats from the year 2000 to 2002. James Carville put a paper bag on his head and said the Democrats are dead. Well, that was because of rally around the flag idea, which is after 2001, Bush still had a lot of political capital. And he was able to exploit that and get 55 Senate seats in 2002. But a lot of that was because, support of the war efforts and all that stuff. Look what happened just 6 years later. We were down to 41 seats. 41. People forget how bad it was in 2008, 2009, and 2010. The Democrats had almost 60 seats, and we had 41 to 40. And even a couple of those were squishy Republicans as well. Now, we were able to claw our way back to 47 in the 2010, but we didn't take back the Senate. We just took back the House. We didn't take back the Senate in 2010. And then we lost a couple of seats right here. So Obama's winning. We lost a couple of seats there. And then in 2014, we finally got the Senate back. But even then, we're 54, right? So then what happened here? We only had a 51-49 majority in the Senate for Trump's first 2 years. And then what happened? He gained 2 seats. He took out 4 incumbent senators, even though we were the in power party running an off year. That had never happened since FDR. So all these idiots say Trump lost all his elections. No, he didn't. He won the Senate in 2000. He increased our majority from 51 to 53 in 2018. Remember, this is after Kavanaugh, all that stuff. But now look where we are, back to 49. So now we're going to be up to 52, which is, we'll take it. We'll take it. But it would have been nice to be at 54, and we're not there. That's too bad. So anyway, that still bodes pretty well for us in 2026. We should be within spit distance of maintaining our majorities for sure. In fact, I'll show you one other thing here too. This is pretty interesting. So if you actually look at what these guys won, so here's Ossoff. He only won by 1.2 in 2020, which is a year that Trump lost me all the shenanigans of voting in Fulton County. All right. So then we look over here too. Hickenlooper, he used to be the governor. He won going away in 2020, but I don't know. There's always don't forget we had a Republican senator. Forgot the guy's name, Michael something, in Colorado not that long ago. So that could be a win, but I don't know. We'll see. Right here, Gary Peters in Michigan only won by 1.7 in 2020. So we got Ossoff and Gary Peters they both won less than 2 in 2020, which is all the shenanigans. And then in New Hampshire, we had Shaheen. She won going away. I forgot. She did win going away. I forgot about that. But here's Tom Tillis. He only won by 1.8 in 2020 himself. And then here's Susan Collins right there. And she won by 8.6, which is insane, but she's a goner, man. There's no two ways around that. And that's pretty much it. So we have pretty safe bets across the board in 2026. Well, he got 20% of the black male vote. He still only got 8% of the black women vote. But hey, we'll take 20% of the black males. That's fantastic. No, I don't think so. Republicans always fall for that. Remember, we ran Lynn Swan for governor in Pennsylvania. He lost to a white guy. You know what I'm saying? We've run tons of black guys. We ran black guy in Michigan last cycle. He lost. Ran a black guy in Minnesota this cycle. He lost. Just because you got a black guy, the blacks aren't going to vote for him necessarily. They're just not. They're just not going to. We ran Alan Keyes many times and never did anything. I mean, I love Alan Keyes. I think he's fantastic. But just because he's a black, they're not going to vote for him. I'm just telling you right now. You gotta do more than that. And that's the concern. Trump did great with blacks. Will Republicans do great with blacks? I don't know. I hope so, but I'm not so sure. I agree with that. If Vance goes to the Supreme Court, then have a Gabbard Byron Daniels. I'm not so sure. We'll see. I'm not so sure I'm ready for a Tulsi run for president, frankly. I still like DeSantis. I mean, DeSantis was king of. He just Florida isn't even close anymore because of that guy. I know it's easy to forget DeSantis. I know, look, and I never was on this anti-DeSantis train. Like, oh, I hated that crap about going after DeSantis. DeSantis was the freaking light in the dark. Even freaking Trump screwed up 2020. DeSantis did not. Trump did not. I'm telling you, man, the whole anti-DeSantis thing always pissed me off. It was like, wait a second, man. For a while there, I was anti-Trump. I'm not going to lie to you. So the way you treated Brian Kemp, the way you went after DeSantis, the way you went after freaking Sweden during the COVID stuff, Trump, you suck. I was pissed. So I said, Trump, I can't believe you don't see what's going on, that they're freaking stacking up against you, and you're just sitting there with your hand up your butt, like, oh, Fauci this. 2 weeks to slow the curve, and then it wasn't 2 weeks. We'll have the economy open by Easter, and then Easter came around and wasn't open. I was like, what are you doing, Trump? I was still pissed about 2020. Still pissed. Well, but he didn't have good advisors. Who's the freaking person who picks his advisors? It's Trump. He made a horrible mistake in 2020. Almost enough for me to say, man, because I actually literally, up until then, I thought he was like the greatest president since Andrew Jackson. Then 2020 came along. I was like, this is insanity. And he's a father of the vaccines and all that stuff. I said, what are you doing? Now, it's all been kind of swept under the carpet now, but I don't forget. Anyway, I think DeSantis would crush. Now, a lot of people say, DeSantis in it for the money. Look, dude, all these guys, man, come on. I mean, all these guys. The idea that there's any politician who's not a sociopath, who's not in it for the money and all that stuff. The only one who's not in it for the money is Trump himself. Anyway, the point being is I'm not ready to freaking see the Republican Party, Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, my goodness, man. She was a Democrat for many years. I like Tulsi. I'm glad she's on our side, but I wouldn't want to cede it to RFK Jr. either. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no. I mean, we got enough righteous Republicans that we don't need to cede to these guys. And there's, we got a lot of guys that some I disagree with. Tom Cotton, I disagree with him immensely on his pro-Israel stake. And I think he was pro-Ukraine too. And he can kiss my ass for that stuff. By and large, though, he's a crushing guy. Josh Hawley, love that guy. I don't know what his stance on Israel is. But we got a number of guys on the bench that are coming up. Now, we'll see how they end up voting. If they vote in mass pro-Israel, I'm going to be pissed, dude. I'm going to be pissed. Say, dude, we got to end this stuff, man. We don't have time for this stuff in other countries. Let's just get out of Ukraine. Let's get out of Israel. A guy in America, American serviceman, died in Israel. I think just the other day. I mean, we don't want American service personnel in Israel. No. Well, you must hate the Jews. No, I just don't want anything to do with Israel. Let them fight themselves, man. Let them clean it up themselves. We should have nothing to do with this stuff. Because guess what? The Jews still, by and large, did not vote for the Republicans. I know it's crazy to think. By and large, the Muslims and the Jews voted for us about a third and a third. Who's a growing population? Who's not a growing population? The Jews or the Muslims? Do we have to vote for one or the other? No. So we do neutral. I'm not saying you pick sides. I'm saying you go neutral. If you look, the Jews still voted 33% for the Republicans, whatever it is for the Democrats. 2/3 Democrats, 1/3 Republicans. Muslims did the same thing. Who has more upside? The Muslims do. So why not be neutral in this? Crazy. And start going after some more Muslim votes like Trump did. And you say, Netanyahu, wipe this up. When I come in, we're not doing this anymore. Done and done. Wipe your hands clean. And then, of course, freaking Ukraine can go pound sand. And it's sad because I love the Ukrainian people. All they've gone through over the last 150 years is horrible. But we shouldn't have to do anything. It had nothing to do with us. Yeah, 100%. I do too. Coming through hot. Trump just won Nevada. They think McCormick will be a senator. How about the Nevada? Did Sam Brown win Nevada? Do we know? Let's take a. All right, so we're gonna go over here to. Any good reason to go overseas, like to retire? Yeah, dude, we stick our nose in everything, man. Until then, Trump and Republicans will totally back Israel. The crazy thing is, they had it where Israel and Saudi Arabia and stuff. It's just so sad. I tell you, man. Trump had it going on with Israel, Saudi Arabia. The whole thing was a wonderful thing. You know what I'm saying? It was wonderful. Look, I don't trust the Palestinians any more than I trust Israelis. I don't trust any of them. Brown's up by 1,000 votes. Ooh, ooh, I like that. CP, 100%. Yeah, this is for me. It's going to be yeah, no, that's what Marie just said, Ted. She said it looks like McCormick is going to win. Dude, if McCormick wins, that's freaking huge. Trading Pat Toomey for McCormick. Marie, you remember Pat Toomey? Dude, Pat Toomey it's so frustrating. We had a guy named Jeff Flake in Arizona, Pat Toomey. They both came from these right-wing think tanks. And they were both turned out to be freaking squishes. I couldn't. Pat Toomey used to be the head of the Goldwater Institute of Phoenix, Arizona. And when I lived in Phoenix, a big libertarian, right-wing libertarian, and freaking. Oh wait, so I thought Marie just said that. Oh, maybe you said that, CP. I thought Marie said that. Who said that? Anyway. Yeah, that's what Marie just said. You guys copy each other? No, man. Yeah, dude. But they used to be. But they came from right-wing think tanks. The Goldwater Institute was a libertarian conservative think tank in Phoenix. And I remember when Flake used to work there. I said, when he ran for Congress, I still lived in Phoenix. I said, I'm going to volunteer for this guy. Loved him. And then we moved to Virginia and have a chance. And then he won the U.S. House and then he became a senator. And then he just became, and Pat Toomey, the same thing. Toomey voted to ban firearms. I couldn't believe it. I said, what the hell, dude? Both you guys. It's nuts. Oh, anyway. Right, but they weren't right. That's what I'm saying. Something happened. Something happened to them both. Where it's like, what happened? I don't know what it is. I mean, I think, some freaking honeypot or some hot mama, or they just love the DC. Like all these guys, they're like, dude, everywhere I go, people kiss my ass. People pull out the chair. People just, I get it. They love the party life. That's the only thing I could possibly think. Like Joe Scarborough, you know what I'm saying? They love it. Rush Limbaugh in 1994, when Republicans took over control of the House of Representatives, he goes, look, Cokie Roberts is going to come up to you and blink with her going like this, and she's going to flirt with you, and you're going to think, oh man, I've made it. Watch it. I'll never forget when he said that. Cokie, because I thought Cokie Roberts, she's ugly, but I guess Rush liked her because she's going to blink and she'll flirt with you. Next thing you know, you're going to fall for it. Be careful. I'll never forget Rush Limbaugh saying that. R.I.P. Yeah, money. Yeah, maybe. Rick Scott for Senate leader. Yeah, Rick Scott's got some baggage there, man. As a healthcare CEO and stuff. Yeah, he's got some baggage. I mean, the problem is even these guys who are, I think McCormick's a hedge fund manager. The guy in Michigan I think the guy in Michigan was a car salesman. That's okay. But I mean, you got to have your own money. I get it. But we still have a problem with some of the CEOs and stuff, man. Yeah, right on, lazy butt. Hit the light. All right, so no, we don't want. Oh, I know. We don't want Cornyn for sure. Thune's better than McConnell. We don't want Cornyn. Well, I'll tell you, Trump told Bibi, wipe it up by the time I'm in there. That like button won't work, says Fred. All right, so check. We're going to go to the New York Times. As much as I hate the New York Times, they still got the best election coverage there is, man. That's all there is to it. And I hate the New York Times. All right, so let's go here. So we don't, by the way, we don't have enough knowledge on state legislatures yet. We just don't know. I see some good news. I see some bad news. So we won back the hang tight. We won back one of the states right here. Majority in, was it Pennsylvania? Hold on a second. We won back. Where's the news at? All right, so hold on a second. Where the hell is the news? I just saw 2024. I just saw this, man. I can't. Hold on just a second, amigos. Patience. All right, here we go. Okay, sweet. So check this out. We won back. All right. Right here. Montana Republicans lost a legislative supermajority. Republicans held the exact 34 seats they needed. We lost. So Republicans lost 2 Senate seats in Montana. We still have a simple majority, but we have the Republican governors. That's okay, but that's not a red wave. Vermont Democrats also lost a legislative supermajority. Vermont was one of 4 states with a veto-proof supermajority and an opposing party governor headed to 2024. So that's fantastic. So Vermont's got a Republican governor, but they no longer have a super majority, so they can't override his veto. So that's big. That's a win for us for sure. Kansas Republicans maintain a supermajority, and we have a Democratic governor in Kansas, so we can override anything in Kansas. That's a win. So far, we lost a supermajority, but we have a Republican governor. Not a big deal. The Democrats lost a supermajority with a Republican governor. Big deal. And we gained a supermajority with a Democratic governor. Big deal. Kentucky maintained a supermajority, even though we have a Democratic governor, so we can do whatever we want. Obviously, we wish we got the governorship in 2022. I don't know how we lost that, but we did. Again, another black guy ran. He seemed like a good guy, but he ran. The blacks did not vote for him just because he's black. South Carolina gained a supermajority. We have a Republican governor there. The South Carolina governors are usually pretty squishy, so that's good. Right here, North Carolina Republicans lost their supermajority with a Democratic governor. So that's bad. So overall, it's a good state of affairs, but not great. That's just a fact. So we wish we would have kept the supermajority in North Carolina because a Democratic governor, but we didn't. All right. So that sucks, dude. And you'd want to have a wave win when Trump won so handily and North Carolina went so handily for him. Not to have that wave win is a big deal. It sucks, but there you go. So again, 4 out of 6 positive, so we'll take it. But if it's a real red wave, it should have been 5 or 6 out of 6. We did gain majority of the Michigan House of Representatives. That's good. We lost that in 2022, so we gained it back. And so with a Michigan governor, we now have a majority in the House. So that's good. I mean, it's divided government there that we can put a squish on some of half-wit legislative stuff. So that's fantastic. As a result, Michigan went from having a Democratic trifecta, where they controlled both houses of legislature and then the governor, to a divided government. That's good. Republicans retained a majority in the Wisconsin State Senate, a good, but lost a supermajority. All right, so again, we still have the majority with a Democratic governor, but we lost a supermajority. It doesn't really matter because we didn't have the House there anyway, so we couldn't really do anything with supermajority that much. So either way, we have a divided governorship and or divided government in Wisconsin and Michigan. So that's a pickup for Michigan. We lost in Wisconsin. I'd rather have the pickup in Michigan and the loss of Wisconsin than have the supermajority in Wisconsin and the loss of Michigan. So overall, still a net positive Republicans. However, we gained 3 seats in the Minnesota State House, giving them control of half the chamber. Let's see here. So it's either going to end up divided or Republican majority. And I can't remember if we already had the Republican majority in the Minnesota State House. I think we did. I can't remember. Let's see, did we? Minnesota. Yeah, we did. So we had this. So that would be a win for Republicans there too, which is big. But then the Minnesota State Senate, it was now Democrats have a 1-seat majority in the Minnesota State Senate. So it was a split Senate, and now the Democrats. So we won the House, and we gave up the Senate. Yes, but we'll still take that. I still rather have that than not. So anyway, all in all, not a great day for Republicans. A good day. Now this is just the very beginning. The state legislatures they don't hardly. It takes a while for them to report, but all in all, good, not great. Certainly not a great wave as people are saying. Hey, right on, Clint. Look at Clint giving me all kinds of money, dude. Right on. Yeah, I saw that, dude. That sucks. A CIA agent. If memory serves, she it's a lady from New Hampshire. Another CIA agent won New Hampshire as a Democrat. Went to Groton, Yale, the whole thing. Just disband the CIA, man. Disband the CIA. Yeah, dude, I'm working on it, brother. I'm working on it. Montana's like 2 states. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, 100%, man. Ah, did he actually cry, Ted? Wallace is such a freaking clown. What a faker. All right, so check this out. I want to show you guys something here. I want to show you the updates. Let's go to updates in New York Times. Dude, I cannot stand Tim Walz. I'd rather have Kamala than Tim Walz. Tim Walz is such a freaking faker. I hate fakers. I hate them. Just be honest, dude. Let's see. GOP extends games. Let's see. He will enjoy comfort majority in the Senate. All right. Control the House is not yet known, but Republicans may keep their grasp. I hope we do, man. If we want legislative stuff, we got to get the House. That's all there is to it. Let's see. We got right here still 205 in the House, so they haven't no updates there. Right here, the Maine Golden's still up by a little bit. Man, I'd love for the guy to take out Maine. That'd be fantastic. Looks like we got some wins here. God, that chick again. I think it's Mary Kaptor. She's been there forever. Bill Clinton. I don't care what Clinton says. Here's Laura Bianconi. I'm the parent of a trans young adult. They're terrified. They just want to hide. Yeah, you know something, lady? Look, no one wants to put a target on you, but the way you guys been handling us, go freaking pound sand. That's what I'm trying to say. You guys suck. I can't explain enough how freaking idiotic it is. They want to kill us. They want freaking. It never happened. It never will happen. You guys have been freaking browbeating and bullying us for years and years and years. Haven't said crap. We got a freaking trans kid mob kid beating the hell out of some girl up in Maine. We got them all over the place. And anytime someone says this is unacceptable, people go after the people who are saying, what the hell? So basically, screw you. This is, I was looking at Ballotpedia before, Marie. This is now New York Times. California House races will determine GOP, and the House is unsettling, has been very gerrymandered. That's what's scary, 100%. He was teary. He kept doing the goofy praying hands, and dude, he's just such a freaking clown. Ugh. Now that's on. We got 7 people watching on the Josh Scanlon YouTube channel, 10 on Twitter, 100 on Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel, and 1 on Facebook. And it's gone down. We were at like 175 a while ago, but we've been going on for an hour and 15 minutes now. Anyway, so I wanted to share with you guys. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to Senate. Let's see if they've called that for McCormick yet. Dude, that'd be huge if we call it for McCormick. And they haven't called it for McCormick yet. There's McCormick. And they have right here. So McCormick, 95% of the votes in. McCormick is up by 28,000 votes. That's Nevada. Brown's up by 3,000 votes with 86% in. Arizona. Gallego is up by 60,000 votes in with 2% in. And look, the Green Party's taken 45,000 votes from Gallego, whatever his name is. Libertarians taken 87,000 from the Pennsylvania, but Maine right there. He's that's not close. But I wanted to. I was going to show you guys something here. Wait, what was I going to show you here? Where's the updates? I want to go to changes. I was going to go. Okay, there we go. Let's just go here real quick because you can do it by state. I was doing it earlier before I got on the call. Maybe I had to go to. What the hell, man? All right, this is pretty cool. So check this out. This is if it's going this direction is more Republican, that direction is more Democratic. Can you see what I'm doing here? Just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. So check this out. All these are going more Republican. Look at there's a couple going more Democrat, but all those reds are going more Republican. Look at that. It's crazy. We haven't gotten over here yet. Look at that. In Wayne County, freaking North Carolina. Look at that. Now, my county went even more Republican here in Fulton County. There's Gwinnett County. Even Gwinnett County went more Republican. I'm not going to find Fulton County here, but it went 2% more Republican. It's still 78% Democrat, though. I just kind of chuckled at that. But that's where I live in Fulton County, Barrow County. What the hell is Fulton County? I couldn't find it earlier today. It took me a long time to find it. Right there, Fulton County, 72% went for Hills Up Harris, 27% for Trump, and Fannie Willis, our esteemed district attorney, won again. But I mean, look, even Maine went more Republican. Isn't that crazy? Crazy, man. Mr. Trump improved his margin in 2,367 counties. His margin decreased in only 240 counties. What I saw is that Kamala did not improve the margin in any county. Isn't that nuts? I thought that was crazy. Right, so let's keep going here. And then you'll see right here, Florida's just, I mean, the stat, look, this is a hard graph right there. One second. I want to go to freaking the state stuff because I thought you'd get a kick out of this. I'm not going to be able to find it. Why can't I find it, dude? Hold on just a second. Hold on, everybody. Why can't I track the house? The red shift portion. Let's just go updates. Senate. Yeah, I was going to show you Maine how we voted to get rid of the keep the great flag that we have. I was going to show you in Georgia. I can't find it. All right, whatever. I was going to show you in Georgia how we Trump crushed in Georgia, and then we voted 2 of the 3 amendments we voted for. I didn't vote for. I voted for and I voted against, but all the amendments passed, which kind of sucks. But too big to rig, 100%, dude. Too big to rig, actually. Yeah. No, I'm just doing it here because it's a Wednesday night after the election. I'll do locals live stream again starting next week. I did it last week too. I just want to do it here tonight because it's fun to be giddy. We're doomed, I tell you. Yeah, that's what I think. I think the fix is in too, man. 100%. I don't like these people saying they've called it for McCormick. Until they call it, do not tell me that. I was talking to these people today who are from Western PA, and they're like, the wife's like, "Oh yeah, they call it for McCormick's won." I said, "You sure? Just because he's winning doesn't mean he's won. Until they call it for him, I'm not assuming nothing." And then we looked and said, "Yeah, he's winning," but that didn't mean anything. I mean, hell, the people in Wisconsin and Michigan were winning too. So until they call it, I don't trust nobody. Anyways, that's all I got, man. It's a good day. Not a great day, a good day. It's great that Trump won. I mean, that's wonderful. That's the most important thing. We took the Senate. That's huge for judicial appointments and whatnot. It's huge. I mean, when did Scalia? So I want to look up some here. Scalia died. Did Scalia die? Because if memory serves, yes, right here. So you guys might not remember this, you young whippersnappers. I remember this right here. Yeah, well, that's a good point, Polarizer. I'm wondering if Trump is even going to make it until January 20th, to be perfectly honest with you. That's what I'm wondering. I mean, think about it. Why are the Democrats being all somewhat confined? It's weird, man. They're very quiet on the way because they lost a popular vote. Maybe, but I'm just wondering if they got something to store for old Trump. They're going to say, "Hey, it's been good." I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So Scalia died. All right. So right here, I'm going to show you guys because this is big. Hold on a second. So there's Justice Scalia, right? And he died in 2016. You can't see it. February of 2016, Scalia died. February of 2016. Who was president February 2016? Do you not remember who the court was back then? All right. So the court in 2016 was 5-4 majority for the Republicans. And Scalia, vying with Thomas as the most right-wing guy. And guess what happened? Mitch McConnell said, we're not going to work with another Supreme Court justice until after the election. So as much as, Cocaine Mitch is a clown, dude, that saved the empire, man. All right, because what happened was he took a gamble that the Republican would win, and if so, we'd be able to get a better pick, and we did absolutely. But he also gambled that we might get a worse one too, because they were going to pick Merrick Garland, who back then seemed to be a moderate, which turns out he was not, but everyone thought he was. And so Scalia died. I'll never forget this because they had this thing up about education about you had to join the union or something like that, like force unionization for the education unions that was up, and that became a 4-4 split, or I can't remember what it was, because the June is when Supreme Court gives their rulings in June, and because Scalia was gone, it went 4-4, which meant it stood. Whatever it wasn't overturned. I'll never forget that. I was like, damn, I can't remember what the thing was. You had to join a union, the teachers union, or something. I forgot what it was. And we had it, it was going to go, but then Scalia died. And then that thing stood. I was like, damn. And you're like, oh, man. And then they had affirmative action coming up the next session, all that. I'm thinking, man, we just can't get a break on the Supreme Court. Mitch McConnell held up Merrick Garland from being appointed and then confirmed in the Senate. And as such, we got, the Amy, what's her name, Kavanaugh, and the other guy, Gorsuch. Now, is Amy great? No. She's good, yes. Is Kavanaugh great? No. Is he good? Yes. Gorsuch is quite good. But then after that, they came back for the session on the school thing and the education thing, and they got rid of that. But people forgot, dude, how close it was that we were going to go 5-4, a liberal majority, and thinking that Hillary Clinton was going to win. I mean, it was bad. It was only 8 years ago, amigos. Things can change fast. You got to get your legislative priorities done ASAP, and ACA reform isn't one of them. I'm sorry, it's not. ACA, you got 3 big things. Close the border, get the tax code solidified. In my opinion, close the border, tax code, and then freaking, obviously in the background, you're investigating the CDC, FBI, and all that. I get that. That's not legislative, though. Close the border, solidify the tax code, and fix Social Security 100%, and then get abundant energy going, man. 3 things. That's what you need to do. And let those be your legislative goals for the session. You only got 2 years, man. If you go down the ACA train, you're wasting your time. I don't think Trump's going to do that. All right. Drill, baby, drill, 100%, man. Hopefully we can get rid of Roberts this time. I'm hoping Roberts will go his way. So it looks like Leto, Thomas, and be awesome if Sotomayor left. She probably won't, but yeah, Roberts would be sweet if he went too. If we could replace the 2 old guys, Leto and Thomas are freaking legends. Roberts is not a legend. But if we could get rid of those 2 guys and Roberts, that'd be wonderful. But we got 2 years because we might not retain the Senate in 2026. But it looks like I think we're pretty good. Because I was nervous. I was like, oh man, we might not retain the Senate in 2026 if we can't get freaking our justices in 2025 or 2026. By 2027 comes around, we might be working with the Democrat Senate. I don't know. I think we're looking pretty good there. So, all right. Have no fear, Bo DB here. All right. Well, we're getting ready to get out of here. So God bless you guys. I appreciate it. When will the deportations? I don't know. It's going to be fun to watch. All right. We'll see you guys. Thanks again. Adios, amigos. Thanks, Clint, for your donations, by the way. Much obliged.